Oh, it's not even working. Where is it? Just me. There we go. It's like I've never done this before. Welcome to the TYCAST podcast. It is Thursday, November 11th. Let's see what we're up to. It's episode 32. There you are. Thank you. We're live on Twitch, as we have been for several weeks now. And if you're watching on YouTube or wherever, thank you. We have Spotify, Apple, Google. Actually, announcement to make. I got approved for the Spotify video podcast. So if you listen on Spotify, you'll now be able to watch on Spotify. Starting with this episode, then I'll go and backfill the previous episodes with the video versions of the podcast. So thank you for tuning in. We have an awesome episode. It's been 2 weeks since we were on because I went on vacation and was not going to do a podcast from my trip. So let's get into the panel. There you are. Russ at Cryo Weasel. How's it going, man?
Doing good. How about you?
I'm doing excellent. It's good to be back. Kenny at KenYE. How you doing, bud?
Doing well. Glad to be back. And
yes.
How's it going for you?
Doing good. It's been a little chaotic, but I flew in at I flew all day yesterday. So I got in at like 1 a.m. and so it was kind of crazy. And today was crazy. So it's good to be back. I'm glad to be here doing this. So what's going on in the Nettie at Nettie Dorco. How you doing?
Hello. I feel like it's been forever since I've been in the episodes.
Has it been a long time? I feel like it's been forever for me. I don't remember when did you do the Halloween episode or no?
No, I didn't do the Halloween episode. I think there were like way too many people. Yeah, like, oh wait, this podcast is gonna be way too long. I'm there.
You're like, I'll be in, and I was like, only if you want to. We had like 11 people or 12 people or something crazy. So.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, no. Whenever I see like 6 people there, I'm like, okay, no, I'm not gonna jump in.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Like everyone's so good about just like, yeah, man, and then I like having 5 to 6. That's like the sweet spot, and so I like these episodes. But Nettie and Brittany, we all met up on my vacation, which was cool.
Yeah, where's our photo, Ty? Are you gonna show them our photo?
I should. Here, hold on. Well, I have it up here. If you're listening, this isn't going to be fun. But if you're watching, maybe on Spotify with the new Spotify.
Ty, do you have your can button?
My can button? Oh no, It's somewhere. It's in my bag. So here's all of us.
Oh, look how cute we are.
When we all hung out.
I know those guys.
Yeah.
They're like really familiar.
Weird. Speaking of which, full screen. Oh, here, hold up. Here. I forgot I was looking in the. Oh, there we go. Focus. There we all are. And plus Liz. It's not on the episode tonight, and everyone's significant others. So that was fun. That was a fun little part of my trip to meet up with you guys. And then Brittany Skrillerwolf, how you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
Just running on 4 hours of sleep.
Ooh, I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
Brittany, you and I.
4.
Wait, why 4 hours of sleep?
Yeah, why 4?
I wanted to stay up late and be productive, and then when I went to bed, my brain was still like wide awake. So when I was just like laying there for a while, and then I decided to watch some YouTube, and then I ended up falling asleep.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
I hate that.
I don't know if it was something like super crazy. Brittany, you and I went game hunting for a bit.
We did.
That was fun. All over the Bay Area.
We went to the local game store.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
I posted Yeah, I posted some videos or some photos of the kiosks in the second store we went to.
It's a shame the Atari kiosk wasn't working.
I know. I was like, whatever.
Post them on Instagram.
I posted them on Instagram. Yeah, there was a Jaguar kiosk and a Sega Saturn kiosk that I didn't actually get to play around with because I was game shopping. But anyway, so what was I gonna say? There was something else I was gonna say. If you have a comment or question for the end of the show, go to technology.com/comment, send it. I'll read it. I have my email open this time. Hopefully I don't forget about it. And then the other thing is we have the video game book club, which still needs an official name. Thanks, Toaster Dog. But for now, it is the TYCAST podcast video game book club, which is way too long, but descriptive. And it is Dying Light, which I have been playing here off and on. Has anyone else? Russ, I know you've been playing. You can get it on PC for cheap, like on Steam. Has anyone else dabbled into it yet? No.
Not yet.
Okay.
I don't think I can play it. I'm gonna get motion sickness.
Oh yeah. It's a parkour zombie shooter thing. It's like the epitome of Beach Pizza Gaming, and like he's all about the zombie games. And so
that was his selection.
It was his yeah. It was. I was not surprised that was his selection. He's been talking about it for like a year, and no one has taken him up, so he nominated and gets picked right away, like first try. Typac, I like that. What else are we doing? There was something else I was gonna talk. I'll think about it. So yeah, episode 32. Let's get into our pickups and what we've been playing. I left my drink somewhere. So, Russ, I'm going to hand it off to you to talk about what you're playing. I'm going to go find my drink. So, Russ, what have you been playing, and what'd you pick up? And I'll pretend like I heard exactly everything that you said. Go.
I picked up absolutely nothing this week, or last week. And I've only been playing Warframe. I'm like, I think 50 or 60 hours into it at this point. I've been playing a little bit of Animal Crossing. I barely started the DLC. I did like some of the smaller stuff, but I still haven't touched the Happy Home Paradise, I think it's called. But that's pretty much it. I've been kind of just sunk into Warframe.
Oh, you're still playing? Oh yeah, you got me into Warframe like the day before I left on vacation. I totally forgot about that.
You need to play it more.
It was intriguing. I liked what I played. I only got like an hour into it, but
it's fun.
Is it like, so with the like free to play stuff, is it really like invasive, or are you able to just play through it without putting too much money into it?
So full disclosure, I have spent money on it, but it's totally playable for free. Some things are just really hard to get without paying for it, and it's kind of just like if you want to have fun, pay for it so you can get it now and not have to grind for 20 hours to get one piece.
Oh.
But it's definitely playable for free.
Okay. Yeah. It needs to play the book club game. What is that? What, Toast? What? Explain yourself. So I heard Animal Crossing, but you haven't played the Happy Home Happy Home Paradise. Is that what it's called?
I think all
I can hear is Happy Home Designer because of the 3DS. That's all I hear in my head. Kenny, what have you been up to? What did you pick up?
Well, starting with the pickups, I suppose. I can't remember if I showed this last time or not, but I did get my hands on the official Nintendo 64 controller for Switch. It has been a dream. I love playing with it. I want more games that are gonna. Yeah. Oh, it's with the fact that they like fix the oh my gosh, what are they called? They're not nunchucks anymore.
Like the analog?
The regular controllers on a Switch. Joy-Cons.
Oh, Joy. Like, where are you going?
Listen.
It's a Wiimote, all right?
Yeah, not the Wiimote, right? No, so it's like the joystick on this feels so much more sturdy and durable than it ever did before, and I'm really stoked about that. And then I did get my hands on one of the Sega Genesis controllers as well. Haven't had a chance to really mess around with this one too much, just because there's not a ton of Genesis games that I'm super excited about yet. So it's stayed in the package. But aside from that, game-wise, I just finished the main story of Alan Wake. I feel that's kind of appropriate considering the topic today.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm working through the DLC right now. And then I messed around with Forza Horizon 5. Beautiful game so far. Lots of fun. Definitely has its bugs. So if anybody runs into trouble, don't worry. The internet's got some answers out there. You just got to search based on your problem. And then I haven't messed around with Animal Crossing much more than probably most that haven't really gotten into the design side of things. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's about it, I think, at the moment.
Nice. Eddie, what about you?
Well, I kind of like that Genesis controller that you just showed, Kenny. Well, I've never had like a Genesis. Like I played
really?
Genesis with my cousin, and then I was like, "Oh, this controller feels so cool." I literally only have one Genesis game because I have this console that plays like SNES games and Genesis games and all those retro games,
Like the Retron?
like all in one type of thing. Yeah, the Retron. It's very poorly built. It's so cheap feeling.
Wait, is it that one? You can see.
Oh no, it's different. Mine was like black and gray, so I think it might have been like an older version of it.
Mine's red and black.
But yeah, I bought like one Genesis control or one Genesis game, and it's like the only Genesis game I have, and it's Chester Cheetah, which I find really funny because my desktop is Hot Cheetos.
Yes, amazing.
Yeah, but in terms of pickups, I picked up New World like I believe like 2 weeks ago, and I was stuck on that. I put in like 200 hours into it with Rolly, and then Animal Crossing appeared, and that's all. Like my life is just a blur now.
Oh, you've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing? I don't think I realized that you played Animal Crossing.
Yeah. I do play Animal Crossing. I just don't really stream a lot of Switch games.
Sure.
But yeah, I've just because my whole Animal Crossing island is movie themed. So then I'm always, and with all of it having, or with them having a whole bunch of new furniture and items, I've been trying to like look for new furniture and items, and I'm creating like all these different sets on my island right now. And I don't know, I try to make my island very interactive for people whenever they hop into my little world.
Sure, that's awesome. I remember you talking about your movie themed island now, like way back in the day when we all we were all playing Animal Crossing the first time.
Yeah, it's I think I have like 50 plus movie references on there right now. Yeah.
That's amazing. We need to do someone threw it out there like we need to do a TYCAST episode all in Animal Crossing. And we're all
that might have been me.
Was that you?
Yeah.
We can make it happen. You're in? Okay.
That's dope.
Who's gonna build the studio?
Who's gonna what? Build it? Oh, like
build the little studio
for us all to just sit there.
Yeah.
I figure I could do like all of our like pictures in picture, and then have like a big, and I can capture my Switch like footage of us all just also then sitting there. So it's like Animal Crossing TYCAST Inception or something.
That'd be super cool.
I think we can make it work. So we'll
it would be.
We'll get it. We'll get it going. Maybe next week. We'll see. We'll see how busy I am this weekend.
Well, I am there.
I have so much sponsored content to produce in the next 5 days. I might die. And it's like my YouTube channel got its first sponsored video, and
Congrats.
Thank you. But now I'm panicking because it's in a box over there, and I have to now make a video that is somewhat related to it because that was part of the like agreement. And I still have to write a script and film. Usually it takes me like about a week to do it, and I have 5 days, and I haven't even written a script yet. So I'm a little on edge with that. And then, but let's do the Animal Crossing episode. I'm totally down. Brittany, what have you been playing? What did you pick up?
So I've been playing. I think I've just played. I played Bloodstained: Curse of the Moon up for a little bit, and then I played some Dragon Quest 11, which I've been playing for the past year. As far as pickups go, my local game dealer dealed me some games. So I got Outer Worlds, which is a
Outer
limited
Wilds.
run. Outer Wilds, my bad. I'm gonna continue to mix these up till the end of time. But yeah, this is a limited run physical copy. I got Jack 2, which is also limited run. I missed out on these when they came out. They sold out way, way, way too fast for me to keep up with. I got Valkyrie Chronicles. This is the Amazon exclusive Steelbook variant. But this is a really good game. It's like a strategy, third-person
I
shooter.
wanted that. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I missed out again. I missed out when it came out, and then I saw that it was gone, and I was like, oh man. And then I saw it at the local game store, and I was just like, okay, all right, I'll do it. And then I got Nier.
I was with you when you got that.
It was sealed too. It got wet in the rain, and I didn't want it to be sealed with the rain, like my copy of Tellero Boxer.
Oh yeah.
And then I got some game books. I got Blood, Sweat, and Pixels, which Ty was also
book.
with me.
Yep, that's a great book, and that is
Console Wars.
Also a great book. If you want
to, this is 500 pages, by the way.
I did the audio book version of that, and I'm still working through my way the audio book of Blood, Sweat, and Pixels. But Console Wars, if it's they did a documentary on like now I think it's probably on Paramount Plus or something. It was back when it was CBS All Access or whatever. I think that's what it was. It's all about like, it's basically from Sega's perspective of what happened in the 90s. It's a great book if you're into like 90s games and all the like business side of it. Like it talks about like Tom Kalinske getting like approached in Hawaii on vacation when he was like the head of Mattel, like by the president of Sega, who flew out to just surprise him in Hawaii. There's like all these fun stories of like stuff like that. And Blood, Sweat, and Pixels more modern, about like the development, and lots of like talk about crunch and some of the more modern environments in game development. And
one of the games that actually talks about in there is Star Wars 1313, which I was pretty surprised to see.
Yeah, so I heard about that. I haven't gotten to that part yet. I got through like there's like Stardew Valley, Dragon Age, Inquisition, which they just rip on what's the Frostbite, the EA engine that DICE developed, that the EA made every single game like that was going to be their new like game engine, and it just didn't. It apparently it was chaos to deal with. Anyway, sorry, I that's a tangent. Those books are great. Read them if you're at all into game development and gaming history. For me, hi Sally in the chat. I saw you just message me. Okay, so I got a bunch of stuff. I got 3 Genesis games. I think, yeah. So I've been collecting games that I've really enjoyed when I was growing up. So, or that I lost when they were all stolen. So, X-Men for the Genesis, great game. Great game. Very, very, very hard. I never beat the 4th level, I think it was, but still very fun game to play through 3 levels. Jurassic Park on the Genesis, also a very fun game. Very frustrating, but this was like a classic because I was a huge fan of Jurassic Park. And then NBA Jam. I have the NBA Jam arcade 1-up right here that I'm currently working on modifying to put a Raspberry Pi in. There will be a video coming in before the end of the year. That's my goal. And I got Mortal Kombat 2 on the Game Gear. I got a Super Famicom, which I still don't own an SNES, but I bought a Super Famicom.
What?
I know.
It's better technically, in my opinion.
I bought the SNES Classic from Toaster Dog a few weeks ago, so I was like, I'm not gonna buy it. And now I'm not gonna buy an SNES.
You don't need to.
But then
All the good games are actually on that.
take all these prices off because it's gonna spoil the surprise. Although I need to remember. Here, I'll just block them. So I got Super Mario RPG for the Super Famicom.
Oh, that's sick.
Which that's going to be a little bit tough not knowing Japanese. I got Super Mario Kart for the Super Famicom, which will work not knowing Japanese. I feel like as long as I can get through the menu. And then I got Chrono Trigger for the Super Famicom, which there's no chance in hell that I'm going to be able to play that. But still, they were all very reasonable for yeah. Oh, sorry, chat. Yes, Toast. An actual Nintendo Super Famicom. Here we go. Where we go. There we go. And it's in really good shape.
Pretty jelly right now.
And then here. Oh, I didn't show the best part. Hold on.
That is in good shape.
Oh, you got all of this from here?
Yeah, I was all on my trip. I got a controller with it and all the cables, but I left the controller in my bag behind here. So yeah, that was good. I didn't even spend that much money. Super Famicoms are, at least in California, very reasonably priced. I think I paid $55 for it. With all the like brand new cables and a controller.
Huh.
All right. So...
Toast is like it's like rolling over right now. Sorry, Toast. All right. So tonight's episode. Moving on. I did not expect that to be a hit. I thought that was like kind of like I'm stoked. Okay, I feel better.
The cream of the Nintendo crop.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I didn't even like brag about that on in the Discord. So we're talking remakes, remasters, and how we feel about it. There's a lot of stuff coming out right now it's either remakes or the definitive editions or some stuff like that. So I figured we'd talk about a few topics. I dropped them in the Discord for us to discuss. So first of all, what I want to do a round real quick. What is your general feeling about specifically? I pose this as like remakes. You know, when an old game gets completely redeveloped, like modernized, everything from like Tony Hawk 1 and 2, where it's basically the exact same game just with like completely rebuilt engine and everything like that, to like Final Fantasy VII Remake, where they like kind of took all sorts of liberties to retell the story in a different way type of thing. That's what I'm more focused on, rather than just like on the other side, like upscaled graphics, like basically ports with upscaled graphics that are, I don't know. So we'll go around, just give your like high level thoughts on that happening, whether it's like really old games, more, it's like, you know, because sometimes it happens, especially with Nintendo, like 4-year-old games and stuff like that. So Russ, what are your thoughts on remakes?
For the most part, I like them just for the fact that it makes some games more accessible.
Sure.
Like sometimes the games are too hard to play originally, and it's better just to buy the remake.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have any like that you specifically have like played that you're like, oh, I'm like, so like, just like really like it made you like, I'm thinking of like a game that you completely discounted and that you played after it was remade and you're like, oh, this is a masterpiece, or anything like that?
The only one I can think of is Resident Evil, the first one. I played the remaster of it. It made me want to go back to the original one.
Sure.
I I only never played the original one because I was too scared to play it. But I'm sure now I can play it without a problem.
Yeah, no, I had that in my like master list of like all the
Movies and TV shows.
sorry, of the remakes, and Resident Evil's like a big one because so I get it mixed up because they started releasing like ports at the same time that they were doing remakes. Like they were like doing ports on the Switch, but then remakes on other consoles at the same time in the same game. So like, which did they remade 1, 2, and
They
3?
Yep.
And
And then 4 they just ported to everything.
okay. Were there so the 1, 2, and 3 remakes, are those on Switch too? Are they the remakes or are they the ports?
One is
A remake?
yeah, and
Okay.
then 2 and 3 aren't because those are pretty graphically taxing. I don't know if the Switch could run them.
Mhm.
Okay. What was the pack that they released on the Switch that was like a free pack?
Revelations.
Oh,
I think it's
I'm
Revelations.
if you notice, I'm not a huge Resident Evil aficionado, as you can tell. Like the Halloween episode, I realized everyone turned on their cameras, and I like didn't recognize like half the costumes. I was like, oh no, I'm the worst video game podcast host ever. I was like, tell me who you are. I was like, who's your friend there? like I feel like I'm like 60 years old talking about like uh, I had to call myself out on that. I went back and rewatched that. I was like, oh, like that was so cringy. But yeah. Anyway, Kenny, what about you?
So for me, it depends on the game, and it depends on whether or not like I feel that the story that it told really like stands up to be remade or remastered. A good one that I actually will say that just happens to coincide here is Alan Wake was a good one to actually go ahead with a remaster for, and I only say that because it is a very cinematically involved game. Like the whole thing is about the storytelling, and so when it comes to something like a title like that, it hit different, knowing that everything looked cleaner, everything felt better movement wise. Like the game itself seems to be heavily improved, and so that one was certainly a benefit. The ones that I'm actually trying to think of one that I really didn't like. I want to say most of the time that like any of them that have been like a remastered that's been just kind of like a shoddily handed port.
Sure.
The one that comes to mind is like I think some of the Mafia games that recently got ported over to
yeah,
PC.
I had that in the list.
Those were just they were riddled with bugs. They crashed a lot. It was like they just wanted a money grab on something that previously was very popular. But I mean, like, for the most part, I do enjoy it as long as they kind of like maintain the elements that really made that game feel the way that it did. If it's something that's like just basic control updates and making things feel smoother and better, like that's totally fine. But then you've got like the gameplay mechanics of something like, the Pokemon games. I know a lot of people are feeling pretty here and there about the new Diamond and Pearl releases because they're essentially supposedly just
The exact
slightly updated, slightly but yeah, it's still the same gameplay and everything where they could have done something like Sword and Shield and they didn't.
Yeah.
And that's
Do you think it's because because it was, I don't know, were they developed same like within the same studio as Arceus?
No,
Arceus? No. Okay.
different
Well
two
then-
different
okay.
studios.
Well then-
Also, from what I understand, a lot of people were critiquing Diamond and Pearl because they didn't use like their own custom engine. It's built in Unity.
Oh yeah. So
Are you serious?
Yep.
I did
Always
not hear
Unity.
that. That's
Unity
wild.
is an entirely free. It's not a bad engine, but it's an entirely free engine, and most AAA game developers do not use it because they tend to build their own engines either from scratch or in house, or use something more like Unreal, which is a little more technically impressive. Unity is used by a lot of like indie developers and people kind of just getting started.
Yeah.
So there's kind of a stigma around it.
Yeah, both of those. I'm gonna jump in here because I don't know when else I'm gonna say this. You know the whole like big thing. Unity and Unreal can both run on Switch. They're all platforms, and that's the appeal of it because it can um, compile to multiple platforms. You have to do still some work between them, but one of the key selling points is that they both handle dynamic resolution, and so if it does is calculations in the background where if you're rendering it for a PS4. Oh, who did we lose? We lost Kenny. Sorry, everyone's names are off until he gets back. If you're rendering it for a PS4 and you port it to the Switch, it can dynamically like scale down the resolution in real time. That's part of what the engine does, so that it's less work on the developers, so it saves time and everything. But that's when you get those like 240p sections of Switch games because they're like, we're not gonna like make the edits to the game to make it maintain that resolution. We'd rather maintain a 26 frames per second and just have it scale like pixelate down in times where it gets all crazy.
It's just as strange. I think a lot of people are offended by it, not necessarily because it's Unity or that it even looks that bad, but because Pokemon is the biggest game franchise of all time. Like, it is the top grossing, top selling, most money intensive like making machine of like gaming and card games and stuff. And so I think people are just kind of like, is this like the level of effort that you guys are giving us? You guys can't even like make your own engine or something.
The other
like
thing
that.
is they're talking about in the chat, and I think actually most of you guys are talking in the chat. Yeah, they do, as soon as you start making money off it, they take percentages, and that's how they make their money. And specifically Unity, I think Unreal, they do it a little bit differently, where you can buy out those royalty licenses, and maybe and maybe Unity also, but I know it's like free up to your first $1 million that you gross, and then they start taking percentages off, which at that point you can probably you are probably getting lawyers involved to negotiate a licensing structure and stuff. And so it's appealing for indie developers, but as we were just talking about, developing your own engine can be a monster in and of itself. So where were we? I don't want to lose track again because I know we tangented off. Was it Kenny? Were you last?
Yeah, I was last. We were just talking about the Pokemon because of that.
yes. Tangent. Nettie, what about you? What do you feel about remakes?
I have mixed feelings about it. I mean, good ones that I've liked was Yakuza, because that was like originally on PS2, and then they remade it on Steam, and everything was just a lot smoother and just visually appealing. And Kingdom Hearts is another one because I remember them putting it on Game Boy Advance, and all of a sudden it's on PSP, and then all of a sudden it's like on all these different consoles, and I had to like buy each and every console just to be able to play them. And then you get the PS4 and they have all the games in like the final remix thing, right? And I'm like, oh, okay, well, that makes it 10 times easier because I don't have to have like all these different copies and all these different consoles just to play the game. But then, just like what Kenny said, there are games that are pretty buggy because there's Jet Set Radio. Wait, what happened?
Oh, sorry. I just instinctively pointed because I saw that Final Fantasy VII popped up, and I was like, "There's another." But
yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I forgot.
Like, wait, what happened?
I forgot we were all in the small window that whole time.
You scared me because I was like, did something walk behind me? Was there something paranormal? Because I'm gonna get freaked out.
Oh,
no, you're good. You're safe.
Okay.
The aberration wasn't supposed to be there.
That would. I'm scared of those things. I watch a whole bunch of horror movies and I freak myself out every single time. But like I was saying, Kenny was mentioning about games being remade and then it having bugs, and one of them is Jet Set Radio because I've never had a Dreamcast. I've always wanted to play the game. So when they had it on Steam, I was like, oh cool, I could actually play it. But I think it was like 10 minutes into the game just froze and I just couldn't open it, and I looked at all the files. I tried to contact Steam about it, and I was like, wow, this is like, that was like such a waste of money because it's not even working.
Oh.
And then same thing with like Pokemon. Like I used to love Pokemon a lot, and I think I played up to, was it black something version?
Black and white.
Yeah, black and white version. Yeah. But then it just got to the point where it was just so repetitive. And I did play like a few Pokemon remakes, and I was like, it's the same thing. It's literally the same thing. And I just wasn't a fan. It's like they're kind of running out of ideas, and they just want to make a remake over and over and over again. And I was just done with Pokemon. Those are my feelings.
That's it. Sorry, go ahead, Kenny.
I was just gonna say it's actually interesting if you ever look into the Pokemon fan-made games. There's a few of them out there that are honestly better than some of the main games. Like they're and it's just because they tell a good story. It's
especially
still
like the Game Boy Advance, like ROM hacks and stuff like that. Some of them, have you dabbled in those at all?
I played a lot of them.
Really? Are they like? I remember when I was looking to like download different stuff like that. I remember seeing them. It's like the really, really, really hard version of Pokemon Ruby. I was like, I don't know if that's my speed right now. Like I've never like played these games, and are some of them like? Do they add a lot other than just like difficulty?
No, I mean some have like fan-made Pokemon in it.
Okay.
Some have like quality of life improvements, but honestly, the ROM hacks are like better than the games that like the official games now. I usually have a lot more fun with them.
Sorry, I'm pulling up Jet Set Radio, my TV.
My gosh, Ty reminds me of that tweet that you had where you're like, I really wanted to get into Pokemon, but I don't understand why people are just running in the fields.
Yes. Okay. And so I got multiple reactions to that because it coincided with I saw like 3 or 4 straight, like either like someone was rating someone, I rated someone, and then I would like be on someone's stream and I would just like look. And every time it was like 4 straight times that I saw someone playing Pokemon Sword and Shield, they were just running around on a bicycle in circles. I'm like, and I granted I have not taken the time into figuring out what that.
They were shiny hunting.
Shiny hunting, yes. That's what it is, and it's like a specific area that you just like you do like a series of things and right around. I don't know, but. I knew it was gonna be controversial because we were like because I don't know about modern Pokemon. Like I played thousands of hours of Red and Blue, and that's what I did. So I don't even know. I know I had to like Google, like again showing my age, what a shiny Pokemon is because I haven't played Pokemon, and that's why I'm like I kind of want to play. Diamond and Pearl remakes because I'm like, oh, maybe this will like get me like be a little stepping stone into modern Pokemon games because everything is wildly different than it was. No, are they not the best?
I feel like it is. Oh, I guess it is kind of showing age too. But like, I would watch my brother this shiny hunt for the longest time, and I'm like, I don't get it. You already have the Pokemon. You have Rhydon. Rhydon's right there. Like, why are you still looking for a shiny Rhydon? What's the difference?
What game was that in? When did shiny start?
I can't remember.
Technically shinies.
Oh well, yeah. Okay, well that proves.
I have no idea. Yeah,
you can shiny hunt in Red and Blue, but it's stat based.
Oh, you have to transfer them to.
Yeah, I'm confused too. I don't know, Kenny. I don't understand.
I remember. Oh wait, I remember the heavy Pokemon in Red and Blue. Oh, that just like just.
This has been around the whole time.
Because remember,
you can.
remember the Pokemon is maybe this was a myth because I haven't thought about this literally in over 20 years, but I remember being into Red and Blue so much that people would be like, "Oh, what's the weight of your whatever Pokemon that you caught?" And there were certain ones that were like triple or quadruple the weight that were like more rare or something. Is that a thing or no?
That's fake news.
It's what?
Fake news.
Okay.
Big news.
That's
Yeah, I mean, I was in like
shiny has
middle
to do
school or
with
something.
your HP and your stats. If your
Oh,
Pokemon has
okay.
certain stat number, if you transfer it to a second gen game, it may be shiny.
mhm.
Even my mom knows
Oh.
about this Pokemon stuff and it being shiny. Like she's on Pokemon Go. She's like
That's-
what,
yeah.
6-7 years going strong on Pokemon Go.
See, I was out.
My
I was
dad
out on Pokemon Go
too.
before it. That's
It's funny.
Yeah.
My dad cracks me up because I'll post Pokemon stuff and he'll be like, "Oh, that's so cool," but like the only thing he's ever experienced is Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go, yeah. And then like I remember when Pokemon Go first came out, I think I was like still in university at the time, but like there would be big groups of people at the park just gathering up just
Yeah.
because there's a Squirtle in that park or like a Blastoise in that park. And we're all just walking along like, this is so funny. Like, it's like, I guess it was like the Twitch community before the Twitch community. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah. It was
And
wild how it brought people together.
Yeah.
I still have a lot of friends that play it, and I still meet up with them almost
Rush,
weekly.
you still play it.
Oh,
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of miss that.
I do kind of miss it too. When Pokemon Go came out, I know we're getting off topic. I lived in like downtown Hollywood, and I was on a Pokestop, and I was just like, "This game is great." I was just like, I could just spin it, like I was just like racking up stuff, and then like 6 months later, not even 6 months, like probably like, yeah, about 6 months later, I moved out to the suburbs, and I couldn't even walk to the nearest Pokestop. And I was like, well, I have no interest in this game at all anymore. Like I had to drive everywhere, and I was like, I had a kid, and I was like, I'm not. And that's when I fell out. I played it hard for 6 months because I was just like spinning Pokestops, and I had like 7 Pokestops within like 2 blocks of me. So I was just like, I would just do a lap around the block and just rack everything up. But
Everyone
it
got
wasn't
their
the same.
exercise that way.
Yeah.
Right?
A little bit.
Anyone?
Yeah.
Speaking of
My
which,
dad will make his fiance drive slow.
is anyone
What,
playing
do they
the
throw it a specific way too?
Yeah, he would
Oh,
be
do the
like, "We're going to the
spins.
mall today, so we can go have dinner." And I'm like, "Dad, are we just going for Pokemon Go stops?" And he's like, "Yeah."
Yeah, now I see my mom doing like a little figure 8 every time she like throws the ball now. I'm like, why
Is that a new thing too?
What
I
does that
remember
do?
I would do the spins, and it would like sparkle, and then you could like. I haven't
Yeah.
I haven't played Pokemon Go in so long.
I haven't
It's just
either.
it's
I'm
like
like
doing
I'm
a
talking out of
kickflip
my
in
ass
Pokemon
right
Go.
now.
Mom's
caught
just
a Magmar.
extreme.
Are you
So
playing Pokemon Go right now?
Not anymore. That was for a second.
Brittany, we haven't gotten to you. Remake. We just need to do a Pokemon episode just to unleash on everything that we feel about Pokemon.
Jesus would be there.
Yeah,
1,000%.
Yeah, he already called. He's
would
like,
be
he's like, you guys talking about Pokemon, and you're not gonna have me.
We
I was
need
like,
him there.
I know. And I was like, oh man. I was like, we're not gonna talk about much about Pokemon. And I'm like, let's kill the Pokemon talk. All right, Brittany, what do you feel about remakes? Non-Pokemon
Like
remakes.
remakes or remasters, or should I specify my opinions on both?
Both. The topic
Okay.
is both, but remakes primarily.
So remasters are like the HD ports is what I would consider a remaster, or what the Grand Theft Auto games have done, where it's kind of just like a light touch up, but it's still like base game.
Yeah.
I personally like them. I think they're great for game preservation. I think that they can be a great way to experience games that you wouldn't have otherwise got to experience, like Valkyrie Chronicles getting ported. A lot of people missed out on that on PS3. Alan Wake, that's more of a remaster, but still, I'm going to toss it in there. Okami, I think, is another really great one.
Okami is a great one.
Yeah. Okami also didn't get a physical release, and I didn't even know it was on PS3 until much later. So when it got announced to come to Switch and PS4 and all that stuff, I was pretty excited. The Legend of K is another one. The Tasmanian Tiger is getting ported, which is really cool. I liked those games growing up. There's more. I just can't think of them off the top of my head, but there's a lot of really great ports, and I think they're, again, important for game preservation, especially with stuff like Mario and Metal Gear Solid and Zelda, because obviously people are always going to want to play those, and those are important to be accessible because as generations continue, there's more and more gamers, therefore there's going to be more and more people wanting to play those, and the price of those older ways to play are going to go up. So I think it's important for people to be able to experience them. My biggest gripe with them is I hate the way companies like Nintendo handle it, where it is hardly anything has been done to it, and it's $60.
Yeah.
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 1,000%.
It crushed. Go ahead.
No.
Oh.
Finish what you're saying.
It crushes my will to want to buy games like that, because I'm like, I don't see a purpose in it, because at that point I'm just like, well, if you're giving me a $60 price wall, the price convenience is not there for me. I would sooner rather just like emulate it or just wait for it to go on sale. So they're not gonna get money out of me. I'm gonna buy it secondhand, so they're not gonna get the money out of me. Now, Okami, on the other hand, when it launched, was $30. That's an instant buy for me because it was $30. It was cheap. It was a quick way to play it. Valkyrie Chronicles, when it got ported over, was, I think, $30 or $40. Alan Wake, I think, launched, and it was it 30 or 40? The new one?
I think it was 40.
I think 40.
Yeah, so I think when they meet it kind of with that budget price, I think that's when I'm the happiest with it. I think when unless it's a really big collection, like the Metal Gear Solid collection on, I think, PS3 came with like 5 or 6 games, or like Kingdom Hearts, I think, was $60, but it came with 2 games that were like remastered plus cutscenes that otherwise you'd have to play 2 subpar DS games in order to play them. I think those are great. What's even like a step above, I think, is when they fully remake the game. I don't mind paying $60 for that, as long as it's a true remake. Like Link's Awakening, I think, could be argued is worth $60 because it's a new experience from the ground up, but it's got the same heart to it. Medieval got one, Crash, Spyro. I think Medieval, Crash, and Spyro are even a step above because they still went for that $40 budget price, even though the game has been fully remade. But on the $60 range, you had Shadow of the Colossus that got remade, and that was great. I think Tomb Raider Anniversary, when it launched, was $60, which is a remake of the first Tomb Raider. Little old school there, but that one as well, I would say, is worth the price tag. So for me, it's dependent upon price tag, but regardless, I do think that they're really important, so that way future generations and people who are just getting into newer series can experience them, but also to give a fresh breath to games that otherwise didn't get a lot of love.
Yeah, for sure. No, I was that was my first thought was Link's Awakening and Tony Hawk 1 and 2. But I think those are kind of similarly, like, I mean, Link's Awakening, the whole reimagining, like turning, like redesigning the whole game with that like tilt shift looking like almost like toy vibe, I think was brilliant. I wish I want more games to look like that with better frame rates. But the art style of that game, I think, is magical. That game got me to buy a Switch. I was holding out on the Switch, and I was like holding out on video games in general, and then I saw that at E3 or around that time in 2019, 2018, whenever it was, and I bought a Switch like right after that in anticipation of that game. And that was kind of the start of my journey into re-entry into gaming in general. But then I didn't even buy the game. I bought Breath of the Wild instead, and then got lost. And but Tony Hawk 1 and 2, I feel like is the same way. Where that was like was what $30 or something, and
I think it was 40,
that's
40 or 50.
well, I bought it for $30. I feel like I have a physical. Maybe I waited. Maybe I might have waited until it dropped on sale. Yeah, maybe it's 40. Oh, there's 2 versions. I don't remember. Doesn't matter. Okay, so I have a few things. I'm gonna ask you what your favorite remake is, what your least favorite remake is. You don't have to answer all the questions. Some recent remakes. I just made this list for people to think about. Demon Souls, which people love. Tony Hawk 1 and 2, Final Fantasy 7 remake, the Resident Evil remakes, Destroy All Humans, Knights of the Old Republic. Is that out yet? The remake?
Not yet.
Okay.
Is it?
No, it's not. Never mind.
But they're releasing they're doing the Resident Evil thing too, where they're releasing the original game on Switch and then they're doing a remake. Is that what's happening? Right?
I think so. Both have been released on Switch.
No, well, I think today. Nice, Russ. You were talking with No Friendo about it, right?
Yeah, I think it was today.
Knights of the Old Republic. It's not. It's just a straight port on the Switch.
I think so. Yeah.
And then they're doing a remake for everything else next year or something. I don't remember.
Wildly high
The
expectations.
consoles that can run it.
yeah, whatever can run it. Today, but no physical yet. Okay, no, yeah, only I think physical has been announced for that game. SpongeBob, Bikini Bottom, Trials of Mana. Although I bought that, and my son loves it. Mafia, and you were talking about Battletoads. That was not a remake. That was just like a re-envisioning, right? There's a lot of games where they just like have not been done in a while, and they just do a new version of it.
I have a recent one that's really good.
Yeah.
Kingdoms of Amalur: Re-Reckoning.
I have no knowledge of that. I've heard of it, but I don't.
Oh,
that's like
I won't go on my tangent for it because I already did it twice, I think, over the weekend on stream. But long story short, basically, a sports guy founded a game studio. It was a passion project. They put a ton of work into it and also planned to have an MMORPG sequel for it. So they built their own engine. They built all this art. It had the guy who worked on Spawn on it, as well as a really famous fantasy writer, McFarlane. And a really the fantasy writer guy worked on it. It was super great. Nobody I know played it on PlayStation 3. I played a ton of that game. My stepdad played it a lot. I got my dad to play it. But nobody I knew played it. And so when it got remastered, I was really happy because it also came with all of the DLC.
That's awesome.
Highly underrated.
I'm a big fan of the games that just like get overlooked and then get remasters or whatever, like put out to just new audiences, kind of like a second chance. I'm all for that because I feel like there's so many games that get completely overlooked just because of one reason or another. And if you miss twice in a row, then you have bad luck. But hopefully they hit at least once. What were you saying, Russ?
I might be crazy, but I'm pretty sure that game was just released for free, either through Twitch Prime or PlayStation. I know I just saw it for free recently.
It was, I think it was Amazon.
Amazon?
Oh, okay.
I think it was Amazon because they just did Alien Isolation, and I think the big one for this month that everybody was like, "Whoa, it's Kingdoms of Amalur." Definitely worth playing for free.
Nice.
This month, I think it's actually Control Ultimate Edition.
Oh. I take it back.
But
it was PS Plus.
PS.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
PS Plus that I got recently.
That's why I remember it. Yeah, I saw that pop up.
It is an RPG, but it's a Western RPG, so it's not quite as long as a JRPG.
So I'm still, yeah. Crash Insane Trilogy, the Spyro reignited, Grand Theft Dotto Definitive Edition, Pokemon Snap, which I think also isn't a remake. That's different, but just like new Mario Party Superstars, which is does anyone play Mario Party Superstars?
That's a new one?
Yeah.
I want it. I almost bought it today, and
It's
then I did it.
It's good. It's good. I have been having so much fun with it, both like locally and online. The mini games are so much better than the than Super Mario Party. It's so good, and the boards are better. Everything's better. I want to play more of that with all of you. Toast is challenging me already in the chat. Having so much fun with that. All the there's collectibles and everything. It's such a great one. The Last of Us is getting a remaster. Skyward Sword just came out, which is more of a remaster than a remake. I played about an hour of that game. Not gonna lie. Mario 3D All Stars. What do you guys feel about $60 for Mario 3D All Stars? Is that fair?
No.
It should have been like 40, 50 at max.
Yeah,
but
that was my.
I did pick it up, and I don't regret it.
No, I picked it up too. Well, Nintendo was really grimy about it. They were like, "This is limited. We're not gonna print any more of these after Mario's anniversary."
It's
Nintendo
it's because of Mario 64 on Nintendo on the expansion pack. I'm scared. Everyone knew it was coming.
That's a good point. But I mean, why take away the physical copy?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Especially since that version looks better and runs better.
They could have just taken 64 out and put 3D World, but no, they wanted to sell 3D World with Bowser's Fury for $60.
Bowser's Fury is pretty awesome though. I've been playing through that with my kid. I'm interested. I think it goes into a new direction with Mario 3D platforming. Life is Strange. Did that remaster come out yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
But not on Switch. Switch got delayed. Did all the Switch Life is Strange games get delayed? I don't remember.
Yes.
I can't keep up with all the freaking delays. Speaking
And
of
the remakes and everything.
yeah, like Advance Wars 1 2 got delayed.
Advance Wars is worth $60.
Really?
I say so, yeah. I would. It's remade from the
love
ground
Advance
up.
Wars. I love Advance Wars, but I mean, I'm on the fence with it. That was my okay with Game Boy Advance. I worked at EB Games before they were absorbed by GameStop, and yeah, you guys were the enemy when I worked.
Yeah,
there.
Yeah, we were.
And I was obsessed with my Game Boy Advance SP that launched while I worked. I did the launch event for Game Boy Advance SP. My games were, I still played my Pokemon games, but then Golden Sun and Advance Wars were my go-to, and then Bomberman those were my three staples. And Advance Wars was probably my favorite in that little time frame. But $60 for Advance Wars 1 and 2. I know they're remade. But they don't look that different. And I don't think that they're adding that much. So, I would say that's a, I don't know, that's a $40 game in my book. It's
I'm only gonna pay $40 for it. I'm just saying it's worth $60.
it's worth $60. Yeah, and so
I will say on spicy takes, at least for me, I don't think The Last of Us Remastered was worth $60 when it came out, because the game released the year prior, and you could get it for $20. I think it should have been a $50 or $40 title.
Yeah. Well, I forgot. Okay, I was so out of it at the end of the PS3, early PS4 realm that aren't they remaking it again?
Yeah.
Okay.
PS5.
PS5. Yeah. Okay. That's what I referenced in my list, and I totally forgot that they already did that once.
Well, they remastered. Yeah, they remastered it, and
Well, it's like the Spider-Man thing that they did on it, where it's like
But that came with the new game. The other one just came
yeah.
with the DLC, but like
Yeah.
you can get even the year prior, the DLC dropped to like $5 on sale. Just when I know when I bought it, I was really excited to play it. I pulled a all-nighter playing it like a 24. I played the game for 24 hours solid because I wanted to beat it on Grounded so bad. I was excited, don't get me wrong. I love The Last of Us. It was just not worth $60.
Okay, so Toast in the chat is saying that Advanced Wars is 50 MSRP. So
okay.
That's a
more
little bit
reasonable.
easier to swallow. Nettie, Toast is calling is in the chat. Okay, what we got sidetracked. Burnout Paradise, Sonic Colors is coming out too. That was the end of my list. Nettie, what's your favorite remake that you've played, or a game that you think should be remade if you don't have a favorite remake?
I mean, I don't really play, like, if I played it before and then they make a remake, I usually just don't really play it. I mean, there's Destroy All Humans, because I remember playing that on the PS2, and then they remade that. That one was really fun. But I don't know, I can't really imagine a remake or any of my favorite games being remade.
What was your favorite, what's your most nostalgic game from when you grew up that you're like?
From when I grew up.
Yeah.
I mean, this.
I know.
You guys have heard
I
me
know.
say it. You already know.
Wait.
I think maybe Wario's Woods and then
yes.
Bust the Groove. I think for sure Wario's Woods deserves a remake. It's just
Is that a
it was
puzzle
like one
game?
of those good games. It's like kind of like a Tetris puzzle-ish type of game, like kind of like a Dr. Mario type of thing.
Sure.
But I feel like it was just very underlooked. I think maybe those two, Bust the Groove and Wario's Woods, but I can't really think of any other games that I really, really like for it to have a remake.
Yeah. What about a Dead by Daylight remake? I'm just kidding.
Dead by Daylight is like on a whole new level of things recently. It's funny because like
are they changing stuff?
They're changing like the graphics and everything.
Oh, really?
It's a lot, and there's killers, and then they're removing Stranger Things, and then I don't know. They're just kind of like all over the place recently. That the only time I play Dead by Daylight would be on stream. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like it's like because I used to hop on every day, and I don't know. Lately, I just haven't had the motivation to play Dead by Daylight. I just play it because that's what people like.
Sure.
From my stream.
Yeah. No, yeah. Sometimes I mean everyone burns out here and there, especially with a specific thing. That's why I don't stream it all that much, because I'm like, oh, I don't want to be like pigeonholed into like streaming the same thing, because when I just want to kick back, I'll play like Rocket League or something. It's really something really mindless. And I'm not that good at it, but I enjoy playing it. And so I'm not every time I stream it, someone's like, "Oh, dude, you're not very good, man." like I get one comment. I'm like,
it's like you have to be really good, right?
Do I have to be good to just stream it, or do you want to just oh man, you're kind of boring when you play this game.
Yeah, but it's just like one of those like little mindless games.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna stream it.
That's why I haven't been playing a lot of story games, because like it's just so many hours, and I just want to when I dive into a game, I want to be just like fully in it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But then lately, with me being burnt out with work, I'm just like, okay, well, I want to play a game that's mindless and where I don't really have to think much. You know, like okay, Dead by Daylight, like it's just natural, right?
Yeah. Especially you know on all the mechanics, you know all the ins and outs of the game. You can basically do it in your sleep, so you don't have to focus on learning new processes with it. Sorry, chat. Toast just really in chat right now. So Toast says that you need to do. You should have said the Cheetos. well,
spot.
Cheetos Pepsi Man,
Chester Cheetah.
Cool
No, I
Spot
feel like that
remake.
and that needs to stay the way it is. I can't can you imagine Chester Cheetah just being like full blown like 3D?
Yeah. So okay, so
What if they made him realistic, like the Colossi in Shadow of the Colossus, where he's got like high texture fur and everything?
No.
The Colossus is really good.
What if they gave him lips?
No,
I'd probably be freaked out, honestly.
So I played a lot of, for some stupid reason, I played a ton of Cool Spot on the Genesis. And now I feel like I need to find that game. It was the 7-Up game where you were like walking on the beach and you threw yourself at people or something. I don't remember. But I played so much of that and it was such a horrible game. Don't look it up.
Oh my god, you know what game I didn't like?
Thanks
back
for the band.
then in the PS2? It was Hurdy-Gurdy. Do you guys remember Hurdy-Gurdy?
No.
Remember the name?
No, I have no recollection.
I remember playing that game and I was like, this is the worst game I've ever played in my entire life. I like returned it. Like I played it like maybe like 10 minutes of it and I was like, no. Like it's not my game.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else before we get to the end segment. So yeah, I don't know. The Cool Spot is an orphan to fellow piece.
Cool Spot was the best.
I remember loving the like vibe of it, but the game was so bad.
That's really all it's about.
Yeah.
That's really all it's about.
You know what? You know what we need? The more I think about it, we need an X-Men game, a solid X-Men game.
Yeah, you're right.
Wolverine.
Did you see the Guardians of the Galaxy game?
Well, okay, I haven't played Guardians of the Galaxy, but Wolverine on I just triggered Wolverine. We also trying to think what else I got. I was like, we need a new Mario Kart. But that's old news. So yeah. All right, let's move on. Wolverine on NES? No, not Wolverine on NES. Have you guys ever played Wolverine on NES? It's garbage.
No.
You collect like weird little coin things, and it's a horrible game. Don't ever play that.
Michael Jordan game is not fun on the SNES either.
The Michael Jordan game?
Yeah, have you guys heard of that Michael Jordan one where he like throws like a whole bunch of basketballs at the enemies? It's very interesting. You guys have never heard of it?
No.
I've heard of Shaq Fu.
Shaq Fu. Yeah,
I'm
I was like, that sounds like what I imagine Shaq Fu to be. Right. Chaos in the Windy City.
Look it up. It's funny. Like,
oh, because the Windy City. That's so dumb.
Okay. So let me just make sure that we have nothing else on the agenda. I'm hearing someone's background music in my ears.
That ain't me.
Oh, you're good. So we gotta.
The TV behind you?
No, that's.
Okay.
Oh, it's Russ. Russ, I hear yours.
I have no music playing.
Are you playing a game?
No.
Oh no,
I have
something
nothing
paranormal.
playing.
I knew it.
I guess
It's
I
a ghost. So Toast Dog, regular, feel better soon, Mimin. He said, "Thanks for getting my brain out of reality for a while tonight. You guys rock. Have a great night." Thanks for the thanks.
Feel better, Toast.
Note.
You Toaster.
I hear like music or something. Is that me? Is it me? I don't know. It doesn't matter. We're wrapping up. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see what else. Before we go. Does anyone else hear that?
I hear it.
Yeah.
I just don't know where it's coming from, honestly.
It sounds like a kid's toy, like a muffled kid's toy.
Oh god, oh, that makes it even more scary if it was paranormal. I'm just saying, I don't know.
I'm just waiting for a sixth person to pop in, and they're just like into the chat. I was gonna go to Twitch because I'm not even on my Twitch right now to see if anyone's live. I was thinking about streaming. Think about like taking a little break and then continuing the stream and see if anyone wants to hang out. Um, but I have to download for. I was gonna play for Forza. I might play some Rocket League while I download Forza.
There you go.
It sounds like a TV commercial, kind of guitarish. Yeah,
I like how it sounds different
does,
to
it does.
whoever you ask.
I don't know. Yeah, it sounds kind of like tinny. I don't know. I'll probably so I'm not gonna rate out. I'll probably play some games after the episode. So if you want to hang out, you can hang out. I had a long day, so I'm gonna play some games on stream. But let's wrap it up. So we'll do final comments, close out, we'll go. Russ, are remakes and remasters good or bad? Why or why not? Go.
It can be good if they are for a game that's too hard to get and too expensive to get now, but the games can also suck when they're made.
Okay. Do you prefer remakes or remasters? If it's a game, if say it's a game that's hard to find, would you rather it be just straight remastered, just like in modern like technology, with like minimally remastered to preserve the integrity of the original game, even if it doesn't look as good, or would you rather have it remade completely in a modern engine?
I would prefer it to just be remastered to like current technology, just because I don't want to have to play both versions. I'd feel obligated to still play both.
if it changes too much, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That's understandable. Kenny, what about you?
Similar boat. Like I'll use an example like Demon Souls for PS5. They upgraded all of the visuals of that, but they kept the original control scheme. Like everything about that plays the same as Demon Souls did on PS3.
So you feel like
However, it looks
you're not
a lot
missing
better.
out on the original. It's just
experience. Yeah,
I feel like
exactly.
So, in a weird way, I feel like Demon's Souls is kind of parallel to Link's Awakening, where they don't change a ton of the actual game. But
yeah, Link's Awakening was just a 3D change up, right?
Yeah, just they turned it into toy looking tilt shift type of thing. I wish they would have done that with. I'm waiting for my first comment when I saw the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes. I was like, oh, I wish they would have done the Link's Awakening polish on that, because I feel like it doesn't. It seems like they were going for that, but it didn't go all the way.
Yeah, and so yeah, like for me, I think remakes and remasters can be good. It's going to be, I feel like, the same all the way around, right?
Yeah.
Like Doom 2016 is to me a masterpiece. Like that game redid Doom in a way that they couldn't have done it better.
Is that
but then you got
remake?
Technically, yes. So it's like it's based on the original Dooms, original Doom from back in the day, but then they made it. They made it into the modern Marvel that it is now. And then you've got, like Sonic Colors tanked. That did horribly because it was bad. It was unfortunately bad. But so yeah, it just depends. Like I think a lot of the ones that are like more story based and or games that are that were made years and decade or more ago that really could use that revamp feel. I personally think that Doom, Wolfenstein, BioShock got a remaster that was absolutely worthwhile. Those kind of games definitely do deserve those. And of course, the availability of them get better. Like Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney coming to PC was a godsend for me. I love that.
I need to get into that. It's always been on my radar of something I want to dive into, but I've never touched Phoenix Wright.
They're silly, they're fun, and they're very much just a story adventure. So get ready for the fact that when you sit down to play that, it's going to be, all right, I'm committing to this first chapter of the story.
Well, never mind then.
It's very much point and click. Like
sure.
Investigate
I like the
scenes.
I actually like that a lot. I struggle with sitting down for a long period of time to commit to it.
Fair enough.
No, I really want to dive into the Phoenix Wright games though. Nettie, what about you? Oh, you're muted.
Mixed feelings.
Oh, no,
Oh,
you're not
sorry.
muted.
Hello,
No,
hello.
you're good.
Okay.
It was just
Oh,
a
hello.
slight,
Okay.
slightly delayed.
Yeah, it's mixed feelings. It just really just depends on the game. Like, I'm still willing to play and kind of test things, but I know for sure I'm done with Pokemon. I don't know if I'd ever give like any
No.
games a try,
No.
but that's just me. And I think I just like the fact that it's just like you fight the 8 gym leaders and them just it having the same storyline. I just kind of like maxed out on it already. And I don't know, lately I just haven't been playing a lot of like very strategy RPG like games. But yeah, it just depends. I feel like
Sure.
it just kind of depends on which game it is. And if there aren't any bugs, then that's always great too. I'm excited to see what's gonna come up soon. I'm really
Yeah,
hoping they touch a lot on older generation console games.
Are there any games that anyone's really pumped for before I get to Brittany?
Any
I
games that
like any remakes coming up that you're pumped for.
oh, I was looking that up earlier because I was like,
KOTOR.
oh yeah.
Yeah, Knights of the Old Republic, that's a big one.
Yeah.
What else? What else is coming up? Now that we kind of did this right when like Grand Theft Auto is now released, what today? Advance Wars.
Yep.
Life is Strange
Oh.
that came out, but not on Switch. What?
Dead Space.
Dead Space.
So
yeah, we didn't even
stoked
talk
for
about
the
Dead
remake
Space.
of Dead Space.
that's a full remake.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I never.
That's gonna be
anyone
really-
play the original? No.
Yep,
Just
it's
just
awesome.
kidding.
How am I
Yeah.
gonna play that? Is that a 2-player game? Dead Space?
No.
No.
I
Okay.
don't think it ever had a co-op to it. No, it's but it is a very good spooky sci-fi game. I am a big fan personally.
Yeah, a lot of
Prince-
people keep telling me to play
I forgot the really bad Prince of Persia.
Oh yeah, Prince of
remaster
Persia. I
announcement.
forgot that. Yeah, then they
Oh.
like
that one wasn't too
that just
great.
disappeared.
Yeah, it was so
I wonder
bad.
if they
it
just-
disappeared.
Yeah. They're like, we
kinda
need
wonder.
to revisit this.
I wonder if
Unpopular
they like
opinion, but I did like that one.
You did.
The original or the remake?
The remake
Oh
that
really?
they did on 360.
Oh no
I think that's the one.
There's
oh
a
no
new.
no no! Did you
see the
see?
new
There
one?
was another remake, and the trailer was really
so bad.
Really,
It
really
looks
bad.
it looks exactly like the 360 version. and there's like it was a remaster.
But it's a
too.
new engine. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it's a remaster
It's completely
that
yeah.
they
Are we talking about Sands of Time got a remaster?
a remake.
Sansa-
a remake.
It's Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake.
Oh man, see, no, I'm talking about the 2008 Prince of Persia that was supposed to be like a remake of the originals, and that one was
good?
amazing.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah, no,
thought so.
Sands of Time is getting a remake in a brand new engine, and they did a trailer for it, and everyone's like, "What is this?" It looked like a 360 game, and then they just it went away, and they were like, "We're still working on it," like type of thing. Like they just kind of disappeared. They just
Oh no!
And it doesn't-
I think
Yeah,
they
it
said
that
like
looks
we got
bad.
your
Doesn't look good.
feedback or something like that.
Yeah. I feel like that's a lot of games recently too, with like, oh, it's they release it early and they're like, it's an early access game with like thousands of bugs, but it's an early access game, so it's like, oh, there's bound to be bugs. You're gonna have to accept it this way, type of thing. I feel like that's a
Yeah.
lot of games now recently too.
yeah.
Diablo 2. Diablo
Diablo
2
2's
got a
getting
really
it.
good remaster.
Is that out now?
It dropped already.
Okay.
Yeah, it got
Yeah,
a lot of
I
it
wasn't
there.
I wasn't a big
Beautiful.
Diablo fan, so. Oh, Brittany, you're up. What I forgot, what was the question? All right, we keep tangenting.
I think it was good, bad, and what game do you want to see remastered?
Yes. What's your favorite, or what game would you like to see remade?
Since I think I already answered kind of the good and bad with how I answered earlier.
Yeah.
A game that I would like to see remastered. Silent Hill, the first one. I think
Ooh,
the
that
first
would-
one would
that's
make.
Yeah.
For, I think the first. I
okay.
think the first Silent Hill is still really, really good, and I think it holds up to an extent. But I think the controls are horrible.
Sure.
I don't like PS1 tank controls all that much. But just that atmosphere and creativity in that game, I think it would make for like the perfect thing that if they wanted to make an entirely new engine for kind of how Capcom did with Resident Evil, I think that'd be perfect. And also with already the fanfare for it with the PT thing, I think this is if Konami did that, that'd be a way of righting their wrong that they did with the PT trailer.
Imagine this. Konami, this isn't going to happen. Konami develops a new engine for all their classic games like Metal Gear Solid and Silent Hill and what else? What else was Konami back at PS1?
Castlevania.
Like but that was different because that's 2D. But like I don't like Capcom developed that Resident Evil engine. Oh, we lost Kenny.
Hold on, I'll fix that.
Kenny, you fell from the skies. The
Wow.
Monster Hunter Rise was built in the Resident Evil engine. Whatever they built, Capcom built a new engine for the Resident Evil remasters, and they did Monster Hunter Rise in it so that it could be out on the Switch. So, I think
what's interesting.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say Konami had a really, really good engine. In my opinion, they could have already like done this, but they already had a really good engine because they had the Foxhound engine that was made just for Metal Gear 5. That's why they made Survive afterwards, because they wanted a way to utilize the engine. I think it would have been smarter if they just went backwards and remastered their like Metal Gear 1 or Silent Hill.
Toast is talking about Mega Man 2. When are we getting a modern Mega Man game? Mario 3D, Mega Man 3D All-Star, Mega Man 3D World.
We did get a Mega Man reboot. I think that was really, really bad.
Oh, well, never mind. Oh, 11. I don't know. I was never a Mega Man fan.
Oh, never mind. It was canceled. It was a canceled gritty reboot of Mega Man.
Mega Man Legends. We need a Mega Man Ocarina of Time. At this point, all right. All right. Let's wrap it. We got our final comments. Any last? Toast freaking out in the chat. Let me double check. No other comments. Let's wrap. We'll go to the outro. I'm gonna switch over to my streaming setup. Hey, welcome back, Kenny.
Yeah, you know how the timing is.
It's all good. Thank you to all of you for being here this weekend. We'll be back next week. I'm restructuring all the scheduling because I got all thrown off with my vacation. So be sure to follow me and everyone else. The links are in the description of wherever you're watching or listening to this on. If you're on Twitch, thanks for watching live. Mega Man Maverick. That's what. Oh, you said that.
I did.
You and Toast. Your colors on this are the same, and so I thought he said that. Anyway, have a good night. Any last words before we wrap? Any like hot takes that you were waiting to not get a response on?
Buy Kingdoms of Amalur. Just do it.
Is it PS Plus?
PS Plus is free. It's also on Switch, on PC, Xbox. It's on everything.
Okay. Tony Hawk 1 and 2, great remake. That's it. So Toast. By the way, I am stoked for Advance Wars 1 and 2. I'm gonna get it. I'm just gonna whine about it. So whatever.
Complain about it.
Yeah, exactly. Same. Actually, I'm not a remake, but I'm kind of mad about Mega Man, or not in my head. WarioWare. I enjoy.
Is it too short?
Yeah, I played it for a little bit. I played it in one session, and I was like, I felt like I got my fill of it. That's my one gripe lately.
I haven't gotten it yet because I heard it was too short.
It's too short. The story's short, and you can't play online, and so I'm
Wait, which one was this?
The WarioWare Smooth Moves.
It doesn't have online?
Nope.
Think I'll have a DLC.
It has leaderboards maybe.
Does it have a story mode?
Oh,
It does, but I beat that in like
one sitting.
2 hours or something, 2.5 hours, I think it was.
They should have just ported Smooth Moves.
Leaderboard. That's leaderboard online. That's it.
Did you mean Get It Together?
Get it together. Yeah, not Smooth Moves. That's the
Smooth Moves. I think
That's
was
not
the
what
big
I
one.
mean.
No, I was saying
Yeah.
that's the one that should have been ported. That's the
Yeah.
best one.
It's fine,
Mhm.
but we'll talk about that another time. All right. Have a good night. Russ at CryoWeasel, Kenny, KenYE, Nettie Dorco, Brittany Skrillerwolf. Follow everyone. Thank you for Everyday Retro Gaming. Hi. We're off. I'm gonna keep streaming. But thank you
MotorStorm
guys.
does need a remaster.
MotorStorm. Oh, I have that on PS3. Yes. All right. Good night, guys. Thank you again. Have a good night. We'll be back next week. Same time, same place. We're out of here. Adios.
Cheers.
Bye, guys. If I can find my mouse. Outro. Bye.